What kind of person steals a disabled girl's wheelchair and leaves her stranded with a rusty shopping cart? That question burned in my gut as I sped down our suburban street, the summer sun scorching the asphalt. My name's D.V.Y.D. Harper, a retired Navy SEAL with 15 years of service and 3 combat tours under my belt. My wife, Emily, had just called, her voice trembling with rage. She took Sophie's wheelchair, D.V.Y.D. That HOA dictator, Victoria Langley, snatched it and dumped a filthy cart in its place. Sophie, our 14-year-old daughter with cerebral palsy, was left sobbing on our porch, her custom wheelchair her lifeline gone. I slammed my fist against the steering wheel, my old instincts kicking in. "I'm 5 minutes out," I growled. "Call the cops." I screeched into the driveway, barely parking the truck before jumping out. The sight on our porch hit me like a grenade. Sophie, my fierce, beautiful girl, sat hunched on the swing, tears streaking her cheeks. Emily stood beside her, clutching a wobbly, rusted shopping cart with a neon orange note screaming, "HOA violation." My blood boiled. "Where is she?" I asked, my voice low, almost lethal. Emily pointed to the clubhouse across the street. "Holding court, ranting about unsightly medical devices." I knelt before Sophie, wiping her tears. "Sweetheart, I'm fixing this. I swear." Her hazel eyes, full of pain, met mine. "She said my chair was an eyesore, Dad. Made me climb out in front of everyone at the pool." Rage surged, primal and protective. I'd faced warlords with more humanity than this HOA tyrant. "Stay with Mom," I said, kissing her forehead. Emily grabbed my arm. "D.V.Y.D., don't get arrested." I flashed a grim smile. "No fists, just strategy." The clubhouse loomed like a smug fortress, its glass windows framing Victoria Langley, her sleek auburn hair glinting as she jabbed at a PowerPoint slide titled, "Preserving Neighborhood Charm." I didn't knock. I shoved the double doors open, the bangs silencing the room of 20 neighbors. "Which one of you is Victoria Langley?" I demanded, scanning their startled faces. A woman in a crisp blazer stood, her smile icy. "I'm the HOA president," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "You're disrupting a private meeting, Mr. Harper." I stepped forward. "D.V.Y.D. Harper, father of the disabled girl whose wheelchair you stole and replaced with a shopping cart." My words cut through the room, calm but razor-sharp, making several neighbors squirm. Victoria's smile didn't waver. "Mr. Harper, we're addressing that issue. Take a seat." "I don't want a seat," I snapped. "I want my daughter's wheelchair back. Now." She sighed, like I was a whining kid. "Medical devices must be concealed or stored when not in use, per Bylaw 17.2, which you signed when you bought your home." I closed the gap, towering over her. "Sophie was at the pool, which she has every right to access. Her wheelchair was in use." Victoria sniffed. "She was on a lounge chair. The wheelchair sat empty for 25 minutes, cluttering our renovated pool area." A murmur rippled through the crowd. I turned to the neighbors, strangers we'd barely met since moving here 3 months ago. "Let's be clear," I said, my voice steady but searing. "My 14-year-old daughter, who has cerebral palsy, was enjoying the pool your HOA fees maintain. She moved to a lounge chair to sunbathe, like anyone else. Your president decided her wheelchair was an eyesore, seized it, and left my child stranded with a broken shopping cart." Silence fell, heavy and accusing. Several neighbors looked away, ashamed. Victoria cleared her throat. "You're being dramatic, Mr. Harper. I enforce rules we all agreed to." I locked eyes with her. "Show me where the bylaws allow you to steal medical equipment." She fumbled with her notes. "Well, not explicitly, but the aesthetics clause." I cut her off, my voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. "Do you realize you violate the Americans with Disabilities Act? That tampering with prescribed medical equipment is a felony in this state?" Her confidence flickered, just for a second. "I didn't tamper. I relocated it." I leaned in. "You took my daughter's mobility and gave her a shopping cart, Do you grasp how humiliating that was? An older man in the front row stood. Victoria, is this true? A shopping cart? Her cheeks flushed. A temporary measure until she crawled home? A woman shouted from the back. The room erupted in angry murmurs. Victoria banged her gavel. Order! We have protocols! I ignored her, facing the crowd. I'm a retired Navy SEAL. For 15 years, I defended this country and the rights of every American, including the right to dignity, no matter their ability. I've faced enemies with more humanity than what I saw today. My military record hit like a shockwave, spines straightened, eyes widened. A woman stood, her voice trembling. My son uses a prosthetic leg. Calling it an eyesore is disgusting. Another voice called. Motion to return the wheelchair and apologize. Seconded, rang out from multiple corners. Victoria's composure cracked. This isn't how we operate. Where's the wheelchair? I demanded. Her eyes flicked to a storage closet. It's secured until. I didn't wait. Striding to the locked door, I grabbed a paperclip, straightened it, and popped the lock in seconds, a trick from my training. Inside, Sophie's teal wheelchair sat half covered by a tarp, like some dirty secret. I pulled it out, inspecting every inch. This chair cost $27,000, I announced. It's custom fitted to prevent sores and atrophy. It's not a decoration, it's part of her. I faced Victoria, now frozen by her podium. If there's one scratch, I'll pursue criminal charges for tampering and a civil rights lawsuit that'll make headlines. Her face pale. Bad press was her kryptonite. As I wheeled the chair toward the exit, a man in a suit stood. Mr. Harper, I'm Thomas Reed, HOA VYC president and attorney. I apologize. This was unauthorized by the board. He turned to Victoria. I move for an emergency vote to remove Victoria as president for unethical and illegal conduct. Seconded, echoed through the room. Victoria stammered. You need proper notice. Thomas replied coolly. Bylaw 9.4 allows removal for gross misconduct. Stealing a child's wheelchair qualifies. I left them to their fight, my focus on Sophie. Rolling the chair up our driveway, I saw Sophie's face light up. She shuffled forward on crutches, touching the handrims like they were sacred. You got it back, she whispered. Always, kiddo, I said, helping her settle in. Emily joined us, her eyes questioning. Let's just say the HOA's getting new leadership, I replied. The doorbell rang. Thomas and a group of neighbors stood there. We're here to apologize to Sophie, Thomas said. This isn't our community's values. A woman, Rachel, a physical therapist, offered to check Sophie's chair for free. An older man, Henry, whose wife had used a wheelchair, said, We voted Victoria out. Thomas is interim president. Sophie wheeled forward. Thank you, she said softly. It was scary without my chair. Rachel knelt beside her. Can we start an accessibility committee? With your input? Sophie grinned. I've got ideas. That evening, our Levying room buzzed with neighbors bringing casseroles and support. A nightmare had birthed a community. Tucking Sophie in, she teased. Did you go full seal, Dad? I laughed. Just reminded them there's a person behind every assistive device. She yawned. Proud of you. No scary face needed. I kissed her forehead. Save that for emergencies. Later, on the porch with Emily, she mused. What about families without a seal to fight for them? Her words stuck. 2 days later, I launched Access for All, a nonprofit to advocate for disability rights and housing. Victoria faced HOA sanctions and 40 hours of community service with disability organizations. A local paper ran the story, amplified by rights blogs. Weeks later, her house hit the market. She was done with HOAs. Sophie's wheelchair stayed proudly VYCable, and new HOA rules, shaped by Sophie, banned disability discrimination. That awful day taught me the fiercest battles are fought with principle, not fists. By asking, Is this who we are? We found our true community.